All right, let's go ahead and start working on the weekend recap here. Right now, we're sitting at about, let's say if we went, the end of this day. So right now we have an hour, 4 minutes left till we close out this Sunday and then start going into the evening price action. You can see right here, I have this line, these horizontal lines on here, and it says weekly close above for bullish to 100,000. And if it closes below, we're going to see a pullback to the 91.89. So if it closes down in this range, these ranges are based on price action at the end of last week. So you can see over here on my object tree, I've talked about this before, but this is basically me organizing my charts with my indicator set. I have this area here, this data from doing chart analysis from the larger time frames down. I do this once a week, and then I mark the levels on my chart. And you can see that the date range right here was from last Sunday, pretty much to today, Sunday. This is where we are looking for this weekly candle to maintain. Then if we start to look at price action based on that, so if you go out to the weekly still looks good. So even if it goes down lower, it's not the end of the world idea. It actually, if I turn on my daily analysis right here, this is a strong area. So if these levels right here that we were just talking about, we have a daily support right now at 91,832. We have the weekly pullback around that range that we were just talking about looking at. And then I also have the daily, and break and hold above 94,416, we can easily push up the target to the higher level. If we fail this level, the pullback is where I was just talking about. This is just a note that I put on. This is the same information that's all pulled up for that time frame of last week price action. You can see I'm on the weekly chart right now. You can see we had a nice pullback and then a bounce. And as you can see, we started to run back up here with a nice candle for this last week that the price action we were just talking about, all this data came from. So then you can see the key level. I'm looking at this as a strong area for the right shoulder based on the daily's price action. I'm not sure if this would be a strong area for the weekly. The weekly, as of right now, I'm not really analyzing that. It is actually turning bullish and getting stronger for a bull run up. So this can move very slowly up, just like it moves very slowly down. This is a weekly. So we're up here full burned out on energy and looked for a pullback here on December of last year. And we finally got it down near the exhaustion level, which was actually right here before we even got major pull down and up. You were in February. So from February all the way into April, you kind of saw the sideways price action. So this could pull back down in this area on the weekly, which would still be a higher low from this low. And it just starts to build that structure, right? And start to come back up, break through here, create a bull flag, and then break out. So the weekly looks pretty good. But here we go into the daily. And the daily actually shows that it's been an exhaustion. So it's been an exhaustion through here and decisive. The bears were kind of in control. It started to push back up, but that's what we needed to have happen. I've talked about this on other videos already through daily analysis, but you can see we needed to break these key levels to create the left shoulder and the head, and then this could easily be the right shoulder that we are looking at here. Now, once we start seeing this breakdown, which I do see everything is exhausted here on the RSI, it does look like it's trying to pull over. MACD had run up through here, but then instantly started to fall off on Friday evening into Saturday, and we started seeing the breakdown through here. You can see it getting close to crossing over, even though that's not happening yet. But it's very close. If this crosses, that's a lot stronger. Now, you may see that with these earlier levels, and that's why I mark it out, because when you're trying to read a crystal ball, if you will, that's why I have all these charts marked out. It's if this happens, then this will happen. If this happens, then that'll happen. Idea. So I'm not necessarily saying the market's going to go down or up, but if it can't hold through certain support levels, then we know it's going to have to go down to find new support levels for it to push off. As of right now, everything's very exhausted. A lot of it's exhausted, so that makes sense for it to do a healthy pullback on a bull run up. So this pullback through here would be very strong and create a strong area for it to run up to those higher levels to stay bullish. It doesn't necessarily say you're bullish or bearish. Overall, I'm bullish right now, and I'm just waiting for this bullish run where we're really going to capitalize on the stronger moves. Until then, I want to see the structure and make the money in this littler moves and the pullbacks and be less aggressive and take the money off faster. Once you see this right shoulder click in and show strong support, so it may even be down in here. We don't really know. I just know somewhere in this zone, I'm going to start to watch for the bottoming of that trend and watch it bounce and take off. And when this takes off, I already know we've had the left, the head, and then this right area build out. We know it's going to be a hard run. And then we are going to be looking for these higher levels, and I will be in agreement to look for the higher targets up there for it to take out. But until then, we're analyzing what we have in front of us. And as of right now, we're looking for this to close above the 94.5 level, just an estimated area based on the support and resistance for it to show that we could get a downtrend back down into this area of 86, 88, something around there. Like I said, it could even come back down into this area as well, down in this lower area of 82.5. we don't really know. We'll just have to analyze it as it starts to fall. But until then, we're going to start taking profits on shorts because we know we're in a short pullback. So if we go, and that's the daily, if we go down into our 4 hour right now, you can see that it's been trying to push up through here on the 21, carried it through the weekend. On Sunday here, you can see the breakout here on the Monday into the Tuesday, Wednesday. That was where all that profit was for the run up. And then we almost had like a die phase, if you will, on this 4 hour. It constantly just had downtrend, even though it was sideways. And a lot of people were calling out that we're going to run up. But when you see this kind of stuff, this is where it tells you it needs a pullback to create that strength to push to the higher level. Said this is actually setting itself up to give us that strength. That 4 hour will come back down in here. The MACD and stuff will start to come down here. Look for failure, if you will, and we can see the Stoch's is already down there waiting. So this could be a strong even push down. It may stop in these levels. We'll have to see and start to analyze price action a little more clearly. But these indicators are showing that there's exhaustion through the week and through the weekend, and we're starting to confirm the 21. It did cross back through right through here on Saturday, which was a stronger momentum down to maybe come back down to this 4 hour day 200 right here. We are getting this curling of the 21, which is showing you the color changer lines, the 30 and the 50 are getting tight here, and they're already starting to flatten out and roll over. Those are all bearish signals. That's why we use those indicators. The 1 hour confirmed this for us right here. Is it bounced on the 200. It came tight, but there wasn't an explosion move. It just barely ran up and took out the last little bit that it had. And the reason I'm showing you this, I hope to help you find areas and learn how to read this price action so that way you can take advantage of it and be in the right trend on the market. So I know people were saying, hey, we're going to bounce and fire off of here. But really, this is where that zone was right here. So you can see how this trade is sideways. It ran up really hard, came off the 200 right here. See how this explosion happened, blew up. That's what we wanted to see again when it came here and got tight. All these moving averages got close together, but yet you didn't see the explosion. You saw just a small little bit of a move. And we even got rejected at the key level of 98, which was on the daily that I was pointing out. See the rejection to even get up in that area. This was the topping. I've talked about this before, where you have the high right here, and then you have a higher high. This is just the opposite when you have a pattern that we talked about in the 15-minute when I'm talking about daily trades. You see this pattern, but it's flipped over the other way. So I can flip it here for you on this. So you can see this pattern right through here, and see how it's creating the left shoulder, right shoulder, that look for us to have a reversal. So anyways, you can see this already breaking down. It lost to 21. It's constantly been carried down. The 50, the 30 crossed through the 50, color changer right here. And this was the last resort. If you had a trade on right here, you'd want to have a tight stop right here at the 200. You would have got stopped out on this trade. This would have been strong confirmation that you're looking for. Because then from here, you can see it now breaking down. The higher time frames are also agreeing. The 1 hour goes into the daily, bouncing off the daily real quick. You can see exhaustion, same thing, histogram on the MACD, exhaustion. See how it's coming down. It's getting ready to start flipping red. The fast moving average is getting ready. It's curling over, getting ready to come tight and cross through. You already had the cross here on the RSI. Everything is telling you what I'm talking about here. It's live. It's happening live right in front of us. At this point, if you wanted to take a quick, easy trade, you could take a short, and you would have taken it right off of this 200 as it's starting to get tight. Like I said, you would have been in a trade based on this during the day, the Sunday. You could have done something like this and expected it maybe to come back up and double top here, or even take out this. That would have been your trade. You would have wanted to run this tight, because if it lost this 200, then that's it. You want to get out, because then at that point you're going to want to reverse this. And I'm looking on the 1 hour right now, 1 hour chart. You would want to reverse this and get in now on this 200. You can put your stop now, because this really was the push back up. It took out the money right through here, and now we're starting to see this fail. I don't expect this to go down too far, because this could easily, typically when you see a breakdown, it'll break down and then a lot of times pull back up in this area, which False Move Monday is called that. So we could see that here on Monday, a pullback, which when I do see that, then I'm going to go in a lot harder for the short, and then expect to possibly even get down to these levels and start looking for key support levels as we break back down, which I'll show you that once that starts to happen, we'll start to look for those key levels. As of right now, though, this is the trade I'd be looking at taking, is right through here. And I do expect this to cross on through and show pressure on down. The 15-minute, it's been calling this all day as well. The color change happened on Friday through in the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, everything's been showing down pressure. So again, we're watching this key level of 94.5 is kind of what we're looking for. So that's about it. There wasn't a lot of price action through the weekend. You can see it just kind of pointed out right here in the 15-minute. Here's your close here on Friday. The color change happened on Friday, and we continued to lose. The 15-minute 200, we could not get above it. Right here, you can see they got tight again. Talking about getting tight moving averages. They kind of spread apart away from each other. It stayed tight right here. 21 was in control. We tried to push back through. We had to claim this area for this to happen, because this 200 was coming down and creating a tight moving averages, they want to expand away from each other. It's like magnets; they want to push away, and that's exactly where we got tight right here. You can see the expansion of the price action, the action of the prices expanding away from it, which is going to pull the 21s away from each other, or the moving averages away from each other. The 21's going to get pulled away from the 200. This is where I was saying we could bounce and come right back up into this zone again, or retest this current area of 94.5 area, because this is kind of that line in the sand based on price action over the last couple of weeks. So that's what I am looking for in analyzing, and it'll confirm more of the move that we're looking for and taking advantage of it. As of right now, though, if I was looking for a trade, I'm going to use this 200 on the 1 hour. That's a very strong key level. It'll bleed into the daily. The daily is already telling me this information that more than likely this 200 is not going to hold. So I would have been. That's why I was saying trade tight right here if you're going to try to get this go up, because it could have an explosive move out of here real fast, take the money up above, and then had a harder drop. But since we already see it breaking down, this is when I would be getting in, because the daily is asking for this as well, and strong confirmation here. Do expect us to possibly see a bounce on Monday, false move, start to come back up. Everybody's going to think that was a false move down for the bears, and the bulls are back in charge. I'd be careful with that, and then look for it to go ahead and bleed on out, which is a good thing, and we can collect this lower level, and we'll be watching that for you. But that's about it for the weekend recap. I used, again, my AI trading assistant to help find these levels and analyze price action with me. It's just an awesome way to trade, and we'll go ahead and use that information to find this coming week that we're moving into. So that is about it. Let's go ahead and I'll watch this weekly close in the next about 49 minutes here, and we'll see where we kind of close and where we're going to have to start looking at price action from there. But that's about it, and we'll talk to you in the next recap. Thanks, guys.